Good morning to all present over here. Now today what we are going to see about Abina, we are going to see about an rotary variable differential transformer. Okay. The thing is to be that in rotary variable differential transformer, actually it is an inductive transducer. It produces an electrical output which is proportional to the angular displacement of the magnetic mobile core. The both the RVDT and LVDT working are similar, but what will happen, Abina? The LVDT which employs the flexible iron core for displacement measurement, whereas in RVDT, whereas in the case of an RVDT, employs the cam type core. Okay, this core will turn among the two windings of the transformer using the shaft. So when you are saying about an RVDT, so which converts angular displacement to the electrical signal, and the input also what will given of Abina will be giving of an differential value of rotary variable, that is the angular rotation to generate the voltage output. Okay. So when you are saying about here, actually, so this is the diagrammatic representation of RVDT. So the variation from the LVDT is the only thing is to be that rotary core differential transformer. So the primary winding is wound on the center leg of an E core, and the secondary windings are wound on the outer legs of the core. The armature is rotated by an externally applied force about a pivot point about the center leg of the core. When the armature is displaced from its reference or balance position, the reluctance of the magnetic circuit through one secondary coil decreases, simultaneously increasing the reluctance through the other coil. So RVDT transistors will have a two windings similar to a normal transformer with primary and two secondary windings. The two windings of the transformer wounded, the two secondary windings will have an equal number of windings. So these are located on both sides of the primary winding of the transformer. Okay. So a cam formed a magnetic core which is made with a soft iron is coupled to a shaft. Thus, this core can be twisted among the windings. The construction of both RVDT and LVDT will be similar, but the main difference is only the shape of the core in transformer winding. So this core will turn between the two windings of the transformer due to the shaft. The typical RVDTs are linear over a plus 40 or a minus 40 degrees. Sensitivity is about 2 millivolts to 3 millivolts per degree of rotation, and the input voltage range is around 3 volts RMS, and the frequency ranges from 400 Hz to 20 kHz. So when you are saying about that, actually, the thing is to be that the induced EMF in the secondary winding, which are equal in the reference position of the armature, now different in magnitude and phase as a result of the applied displacement. The induced EMF in the secondary coils are made to opposite each other, and the transformer operates in the same manner as an LVDT. The rotating variable transformers may be sensitive to vibration. If a DC output is required, actually a demodulator network can be used as in the case of an LVDT. A rotary core differential transformer has an E-shaped core which carries the primary winding on the center leg and the two secondaries on the outer leg. The armature is rotated by an externally applied force about a pivot point about the center leg of the core. When the armature is displaced from its reference or balance position, the reluctance of the magnetic circuit through one secondary coil is decreased, increasing the reluctance to the other coil. The induced EMF in the secondary windings are different in magnitude and the phase as a result of the applied displacement. Okay, so when you are saying about an construction, so actually it has a two windings, primary and secondary windings. The primary and secondary windings are wound on a former. So there are two secondary windings which have an equal number of turns. So these windings will be placed on either side of the primary winding identically. So a cam-shaped magnetic core made of soft iron is connected to a shaft. So this magnetic core which can be rotated between the windings. So the thing is to be that when you are saying about an working principle, based on the moment of the shaft in the transformer, the three conditions will be produced. So when the core is at null position, when the core rotates in clockwise direction, and when the core rotates in an anti-clockwise direction. So when you are saying about the reluctance seen by the primary EMF, which changes with the rotation of camshaft, this results in changes in the magnetic flux with the rotation of the camshaft. Due to this change in magnetic flux with the rotation of cam, the flux linkage of secondary winding which also changes. So therefore, as per the transformer action, an EMF is induced in secondary winding. The magnitude of induced EMF will depend on the rate of change of rotation. The more the change of rotation, the more will be the rate of change of flux with respect to, and hence more EMF will be produced. So when you are having the two secondary windings which are connected in series, but it has to be connected in phase condition. So this is done to get a single output voltage of the transformer. If E secondary windings and the E0 be the EMF induced into secondary windings voltage respectively. So what will happen, Abina? The net output voltage is nothing but an secondary winding voltage minus the secondary winding voltage at the -2. So in the first condition, we'll have when the shaft is placed at the null portion, and the induced EMF in secondary winding are similar, although reverse in phase. So thus the differential output potential will be 0, and the condition will be that E1 is equivalent to E2, where E0 is equivalent to E1 minus E2 is equivalent to 0. Similarly, when the core is certain, the thing is to be the position. So that is the clockwise direction. When the shaft rotates in clockwise direction, so what will happen abdina? Actually, under normal condition of RVDT, the flux linkage of both the secondary windings are same due to the symmetrical placing with respect to the primary and core. So therefore, the induced GM of secondary winding and both the windings will be equal. Hence, output voltage V0 of the transducer in such condition is 0. So the normal portion of RVDT is called to be an held portion. When the case of in clockwise direction, the rotation of cam causes an increasing voltage in one of the 1 secondary winding. So that is the more section of core will enter across the primary winding. Therefore, the induced EMF across the primary winding is higher than the secondary winding. So the differential output potential is positive, and the condition will be E1 is greater than E2. So you'll have a positive direction. The thing is to be that when you're having of an anti-clockwise direction, it leads to increase in voltage V version of another secondary winding. So thus the direction as well as the magnitude of angular rotation, which can be ascertained from the magnitude and phase of transducer output voltage. So the third condition, when the shaft rotates in the direction of anticlockwise, more section of the core will be entered across secondary winding. Thus the induced EMF across secondary coil is higher than the primary coil. Hence the differential output potential is negative. That means 1800 phase shift, and the condition will be E1 is less than E2. Or E0 is equivalent to E1 minus E2 will be then negative. So in case of the anticlockwise rotation, the value of ESN will be more than that of ES2, and hence ESN minus ES2 will be positive. In this case, we say that the output voltage E0 is in phase with the primary voltage. With the same logic, when cam is rotated in clockwise direction, the output voltage will be negative, that is out of phase with the primary voltage overall. Okay, so this is about 3 different cases that what we are analyzing. So the next thing we have to discuss the advantages and disadvantages. So when you are saying about an advantages, actually the consistency of RVDT is high, the exactness of RVDT is high, and when you are saying about an lifespan, it is also long. The performance will be repeatable. When you are saying about an construction, it is compact and strong. So we'll have a durability, we'll have a low cost. It is easy to handle electronic components, where the resolution will be infinite overall. The linearity will be excellent, and will have a wide range of dimension ranges. Whereas in the case of a disadvantage, the contact among the measuring exterior as well as the nozzle is not possible for all time. And similarly, the output of the RVDT is linear, so it restricts the usability. And the last thing we are need to know, what are all the applications behind over on it. Actually, it can be used as a fuel valve as well as hydraulic. It can be used as a modern machine tools. We'll have a control cockpit. It can be used for control fuels. It can be used for brake with cable systems. And similarly, it can use over on engines bleed air systems. It is used in robotics, aircraft, avionics, process control industry, weapon and torpedo system, engine fuel control, nose wheel steering systems, fly-by-wire systems, push reverser, and actuators for controlling flight as well as the engine. So we'll have an ecological control system. Okay. So this is about an RVDT construction, working principle, and advantages and disadvantages and the applications behind over on. The next thing we can see in the next class. Thank you all.